the gentleman from South Carolina. Mr. Duncan is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and Madam Secretary and Director Leitner, thank you for being here today. I wanted to first off thank the gentleman from the Virginia Tidewater for mentioning the Patriot Act and asking a line of questionings to ensure that our constitutional rights as free Americans aren't trampled. I consider myself a Tea Party congressman, and many of my colleagues here in the freshman class feel the same way. And so during the course of getting to this office, we were questioned a lot about certain things that the United States was doing with regard to patriotic Americans who may label themselves as Tea Party folks who peacefully assemble and petition the government for redress of grievances, all the First Amendment rights that we have. And so I'm concerned, and they're concerned in South Carolina, about a report of April 2009 from your department titled Right-Wing Extremism, Current Economic and Political Climate Fueling Resurgence in Radicalization and Recruitment. And while I understand the House has passed a resolution of inquiry in the last Congress, and this committee held hearings on it, to my knowledge, that document has never been retracted or corrected. And so the question for you today is, does your department consider military veterans or groups dedicated to single issues, patriotic Americans, a threat to Homeland Security and a higher risk to engage in extremist activity?
I think that's for me, and as I said earlier in this hearing, Representative, that was a report that was begun under the prior administration and issued by mistake by our department before it had been properly edited. Now, to the point, of course we don't consider patriotic Americans to be terrorism threats. And of course we work closely with our military. My department, we have had aggressive hiring within military and veterans coming back, and we now have almost 50,000 veterans in my department, not to mention active duty Coast Guard. So we're heavily military reliant, dependent, and interconnected.
Thank you for that, by the way.
There you go. Now, I think a larger point is that as we do our work, we cannot categorize by ethnicity or religion or any of those sorts of things. We have to make decisions based on intelligence sharing, and risk about particular individuals. And that's the way that we have directed it be done in our department. That's what is required under the United States Constitution. And while the FBI is not here today, and the Department of Justice is not here, they have very strict standards in that regard.
What can you do, or what steps have you taken to ensure this type of reporting, as demonstrated, doesn't happen again? Because, in my opinion, we've targeted a group in that report, and we never retracted that. So I just don't want that to happen again.
Well, that report is no longer available, and Congressman, I would simply say that I've been the Secretary for almost 2 years since then, and you have not seen a similar report come out of the Department.
Okay. Thank you very much. I'll yield back the balance of my time, Mr. Chairman.